Hello, hello. Happy Saturday? Is it Saturday? I did a poll on my Instagram story yesterday asking what another coloring page for y'all, and I had a lot of requests of way different things, but I did see a lot of like Valentines, and I definitely wanted to do that, but also a couple people did say to do like a bookshelf with like blank spines so then you could like fill in your reads, and that was my plan for this. And then I just didn't end up doing it. I ended up just like filling in the spines, so I'll definitely do that at some point, but this one's just like a cute little romance Valentine's bookshelf. That was the little quick sketch I did before this. I didn't video it because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, so I was just sitting there kind of playing around, and then I ended up liking it, so I did do that off camera. But now I'm just going in and like actually doing the design. And if you've watched some of my other YouTube videos, I act like I have a lot, but if you watch like one other YouTube video of me doing a coloring page, I always do like the initial rough sketch first. It just kind of gives me a base of at least where everything goes, so everything kind of looks even and symmetrical in a way. But yeah, I had a lot of people. Well, the first person that told me that she was a teacher and she would print these out for all of her students. I think I have 2 free coloring pages, so this will be my third, but she said that she prints this out for all her students and they love it on their like free days, and that just made my whole day. And then I had like 2 other people tell me too, like, oh, I'm a librarian, or oh, I'm a teacher too, and we always print them out for our students. And so that is giving me all of the motivation and dedication that I have to stick with these, whether it's once a week, twice a month. I want to do them because that's so freaking cool. And anyway, I hope y'all are enjoying them. And if y'all are here to just listen to me ramble and watch me draw this, that's cool too. I haven't done a drawing video on Instagram in a while. I kind of started doing them there, and then I stopped for a bit. And I feel like I don't know, I always hear like everyone's attention spans are much smaller now because of like TikTok. And TikTok terrifies me. I'm not much on there. If you go to it, I do some videos, but I'm so scared of it. And then on YouTube, you kind of get to do longer videos, which is kind of cool. So I can like actually show the full process of me drawing. But then they're always like over 20 minutes. So I'm like, oh my gosh, who would sit here for 20 to 30 minutes watching me draw? So I don't know. I don't know if people skip around these, but anyway, so that's why my YouTube videos are kind of long. And then I saw YouTube also has like the little shorts now. So I don't know. I'm still learning YouTube. Like my little intro that I talked over, I'm pretty sure. I hate it. So one day I'll fix that, but whatever. Let's see, what else can I talk about? I just got back into town. I've been out of town for, I feel like, well, we were out of town for like a week, and then we were out of town for like another half a week. But they were like back-to-back weekends, so it's been a lot. So now I'm just kind of trying to get back into the zone of everything. So this was kind of nice to do. And there's a couple other Valentine-y romance drawings I want to do for a coloring page. I really want to start doing some like free downloadable wallpapers for like your phone or tablet or something. Maybe I can record myself drawing those too, like little patterns. So we'll see. I kind of have an idea. You can kind of see them to the left on the screen, those little sucker stickers, like a sucker for vampires for slow burn. I think something like that would make the cutest wallpaper, so I might try and redraw those from my stickers and do like a cute little watercolor wallpaper for the month of February. But yeah, I also have new shirts coming out. I'm doing a romance readers collection. There's going to be 4 t-shirts, and they're all, I don't want to say they're subtle. Like, they're not subtle. They're definitely, like, graphic tees, but they're subtle bookish. Like, you wouldn't... Well, I mean, I guess if you read it, you'd know it's probably bookish, but they look kind of just like vintage tees, but they have, you know, it's like a hidden bookish meaning. There was supposed to be 6. There's going to be a dark romance one and then like another general romance one. And, well, first, the dark romance one, I just blanked. I could not come up with something that... I did come up with something and I just didn't like it. So then I just scrapped that. And then the general romance one, it was so freaking cute. The design, I was so happy with it. It was a front and back. It was like a burgundy red with like a light pink and a kind of a lightish orange. The colors were gorgeous. And when I got the sample in yesterday, it was awful. It was horrible. I even emailed the supplier and I was just like, this is crazy. It was so crooked, which can be fixed. But the front was crooked, the back was crooked. But it was just the placement, how big. I wanted the back design to be really large and they can only do it so big. And I did ask them if there was any way we could fix it. But so I'm going to be doing something else for that later on. But anyway, the 4 that I do have, one of them is Enemies to Lovers. And the color palette on it is my absolute favorite. If you want to go look at those, I'll be posting them on my Instagram. I've posted like snippets of them, but I'll be doing like full shots here in the next couple days, probably even one today. So there's one it's not all like Valentines, it's like romance tropes, you know, that way you can wear them year round. But anyway, one of them's Enemies to Lovers. One of them's like a Villain Lover Club. So I guess that one could fall into dark romance. Then one of them is, Slow Burn. How can I forget that? That's my favorite ever. And that one's, the colors on that one also. I was really pushing myself to come out with better color palettes than my usual shirts. And then the last one is like a Romance Reader Motel. So that one's just general romance, but also could be worn year round, which is really cute. I got married in Vegas last May. Me and my husband, it was just us two, and we went to Vegas and we got married at the Little White Chapel. And so that shirt is so heavily inspired by like Vegas and all the little wedding chapels they have there. So if y'all want to check out those Bookish shirts, they are coming out at the end of January. They'll be on my Instagram if you want to go look at them. I haven't figured out how to start showing shirts here on YouTube. And I would start showing me drawing them, but I don't know. Y'all, my art process is crazy. Like when I don't have a lot of stress doing these because I'm not selling them. They're just for anyone to enjoy who wants to enjoy. But when I'm selling a product that I want customers to buy or to like, my process is crazy. I'm very hard on myself. I'm a stressful person. So yeah, maybe I'll start doing videos of shirts sometime. I do have some mugs coming out in February. Maybe I could do, because I'm adding some new mugs to my collection. Ooh, this design is actually heavily inspired by my Valentine's mug from last year. That's also on my Instagram. And when you see it, you'll be like, oh yeah, these are very similar. It's just that one's not a full bookshelf. And the colors of this. I don't wear pink. I think I have one pink shirt and I love it. It's a Bookish shirt. I don't usually wear pink, but I love drawing with pinks and reds and oranges. They look so good together. But yeah, that was a lot about the launch. I'm trying to think of anything else I could talk to y'all about. I was kind of nervous to do this. Not nervous. I was just because when I was drawing recently for the shirts, I was having such a hard time. Like I would just do a design and then scrap it and then do another one and scrap it. So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to pull off even just a coloring page. But this one, luckily, I tried to do it last night. I've been watching The Crown and I think I'm on season 2. So I tried to do it last night while I was watching it and I couldn't think of anything. So I was like, okay, I'm going to sleep on it. And then I woke up earlier this morning and did it. And I was like, oh, that worked out perfectly. And then if anyone's curious how my reading has been, it's been awful. I've probably put down like the last 5 books I've read, and it's not even that I haven't been enjoying them. I don't know what's up with my attention span with them. I feel like I just need to do a huge genre switch. Like right now, I love reverse harem, and I love dark romance, and I love fantasy, romanticy. But for some reason, when I've been reading them, I haven't been able to finish them. So I'm like, maybe I should just switch to like thriller, and really just do a whole new shift in the books I'm reading to maybe like kind of get out of this funk. And like I made a new like Bookstagram account that I share like books I've been reading. And I've like barely posted on it because I was like, it's funny because it like started happening right as I made the Bookstagram account. And I was like, of course, I make this to share, you know, the books I'm reading. And then I haven't even been able to read any books. So I don't know. And I think it has been because of the vacations and the holidays. So I think once I get back in a routine, but I really just can't. I've just been lost. And I've done like a couple posts of like asking for recs. So like there's so many book recommendations I've had. Like everyone's giving me the best recommendations, and I don't know, I'm just blanking on it all. So that's always frustrating because that's been such a outlet for me is reading. Like I know it probably has been for so many other people who like to read. It's like it's definitely a hobby, but it's an outlet to get out of your head, to be less stressed. Because like I said, I'm really hard on myself with this business and with my art, especially with imposter syndrome. It's been really bad. The past probably half a year, I don't know why my confidence has just dropped with my business. So reading has always been the outlet I needed. So it's frustrating when I don't, I'm not able to use that. So I'm hoping I'll get back into that. See, this was the moment when I just decided to start filling in the spines. And I think after I finished them, I was like, oh, I was supposed to leave those blank. But a lot of them were this is kind of chaotic anyway. So I was like, I don't know how you would fit words in this, And I never know how much people read. I know some people read like 200 books a year, like 30 books a month. I am lucky if I maybe read 1 or 2 lately. I used to when I was, like when I'm on a roll, I could probably knock out 6-7 books a month. But, so that's why I never know with like the bookshelf fill-ins. Everyone asks for them, so I guess they would use them. So I don't know. I really want to do that. I thought it would be cute to do like a February one, and then it could be all the romance books you've read, if you're a romance reader. So I don't know, maybe I'll figure that out. I decided to put this little I wanted it to be like an old lady. I do not mean that in in a disrespectful way, but like an old vintage, that's the word I was looking for. Like an old vintage type little quilt to put under, I thought that would be so cute. And I don't know if it came off. I don't know if it looked that way. I did do little hearts, but I would love to know how to draw like those little scallop, I forget what those are called, those little dolly papers. I don't think that's what that's called. Maybe you know what I'm talking about, but I don't know how to draw that. I feel like that would just add too much, way too much line work right in that area. But yeah, I felt like that was so blank right there, like above that little light heart. I felt like it just wasn't, it needed some filler because I kind of put a lot on this. I have a lot of people asking for me to do witchy bookshelves, and I definitely will. I've done a couple. They're usually my favorite because I love the color palettes for it. I love the color palettes when I figure out the color palette. But the color palettes are always hard for me with darker colors because everything kind of looks muddy to me. So it's always hard. But that's the fun thing with coloring pages. Well, so I started doing color pages because I hate adding color. And I started doing coloring pages because then I don't have to worry about the color. But then I actually color them for y'all to promote them and then to also show y'all, how I color them. So it kind of just, I was like, why am I doing that? Because that was the whole point. So I didn't have to color it because y'all will see I did end up painting this for y'all if y'all want to sit and watch me. Or I guess, not paint it, but. Oh, I also had a couple people ask where I got my, so actually this brush that I'm using on Procreate, it's just the studio pen. It's in the Procreate app. And then the watercolor brushes I use, I think I might be starting right here. Oh yeah, right here. I'm using that medium one, which all of them are fantastic, but I like the medium one. It's not too dark and not too light. It's like good for overlapping. I got them on Creative Market. I bought them on there. It was a very long time ago because I used to kind of do this style of art. I had a business before Book Babe Designs. It was like, I live in New Mexico, so it was very New Mexico centered, desert vibes. And this is kind of where I learned how to start doing this. I could probably pull up old stuff that I did. So I've had them for a while, and that was before 2020. So it's been a couple years. I mean, they're probably still on there because I think everything just stays on the internet. But I will say, if you get on creativemarket.com, you'll see a lot of, if you just like type in watercolor brushes, Procreate watercolor brushes, they have a lot. I've wanted to test out some more. But yeah, that's what these are. And then you'll, at the end, when I do like the little watercolor splatter, that's also from this pack too. They might have been like $30, $40. I think these might have been, I think 20 to 30, which is kind of expensive, but you know, I do use them in my business a lot. So they were great for me. But if you're like an active, you know, coloring page, like you do a lot of coloring pages, like digitally, or like the digital planners, these would be so perfect to use. I would love to make a digital like book review, like a digital one, or even a digital planner calendar. That's another project. But these type of brushes would be perfect because you can, you know, color behind your words, like your words can still show up because you can change the opacity or the color. So these are, I mean, I think watercolor brushes, any of them are great, especially if you like doing stuff like this. And then it can be really messy. You don't have to be perfect or fill in the lines. But yeah, and I don't end up using these exact colors. These are just, I do all my different colors on different layers. So these are all just placement colors. That way at the end I can go and change some of them. It kind of gives me an idea of what I want. I think I ended up changing like this color I'm using right now. It was a little too mauve-y, like a little too purpley, like a darker purple, like a red purple. I guess that would be mauve. And I ended up changing that, I think, to a brighter one. So it just wasn't fitting. And then the candles that I do, I'll paint the candles here in a second. They look awful, so you're gonna be like, oh, interesting color. Yeah, I end up changing those. They're like it's like a grayish yellow, but this part is always fun for me. So I get why some people do the coloring pages. And if you wanted to print this out, you know, I don't. When I learned drawing, I've, you know, been drawing ever since I was little. When I learned, everything was on paper with watercolor, with pens. Definitely pens were my biggest tool when I would draw. So now it's crazy. I don't love it at all. I love digital because it's just so much easier to erase. So I'm not even tried out one of these as like a printout watering color page. So I don't know how good they are. I have no idea. And I have thin paper here at my house, so I don't know how that would look. So maybe one day when I do another drawing video, I can kind of tell y'all my story on how I, you know, becoming an artist and all of that. Because, like I said, I've been drawing, you know, ever since I was little. I took art classes in middle school, and I kind of knew then I had, you know, a little creative talent. And then in high school, well, I guess middle school and high school, I was not high school, like our ninth grade isn't part of our high school, but it was part of like the I guess middle school, and I was like in the yearbook, and I loved designing the yearbook pages. I think that's where I first got my idea of graphic design and how much I really enjoyed it. And then in college, I wasn't going to be an art major, and then a teacher ended up, you know, reaching out to me and telling me like, hey, have you ever considered switching your major to art? And I was like, absolutely not, never would have thought of that. And then, you know, ended up happening, blah, blah, blah. Maybe some other video I'll do like a story on all that, and then how this business came. But yeah, it's been crazy. It's been life changing for sure. I loved the brown on these shelves because I was kind of going wood. I didn't add the wood line work though, like the texture of the wood. But I ended up changing the color of them. I think I changed them to like a more pinky purple. And then I did add this little background. I just felt like it needed some color, like a wallpaper. But yeah, I kind of wish I would have added some more greenery on the like right side a little. Kind of where that heart is or where the little bookmarks are in the mug. But I think it turned out really fun. Oh yeah, see, never mind. I changed to the shelves like hot pink. So anyway, if y'all stuck around for this, for the whole thing, I super appreciate it. Oh, I'm not done. I'm about to add those little drip marks. This is what I was talking about. I love adding these. It makes it so fun and whimsical and playful. I'm adding white, and then I do pick up some of the other colors, but since these are all so light, I think white pops the best, but then I'll add some of those just kind of randomly. And you can like change the size of them, which is really nice. I like the bigger ones, so it kind of, they show up better. I just always think it adds so much detail, like extra small details that kind of catch your eye. And then kind of fill in some of those spots, but anyway, if you watch this, thank you so much. I'm going to hope to get some more of these done, and these are going to be on my website to download with my other ones.